For decades, the border between Thailand and Cambodia has been a flashpoint.
But by 2025, minor tensions escalated into the most intense conflict the two nations had ever seen.
This is the story of that clash, a stark reminder of historical grievances and their modern-day repercussions. The dispute began with French colonial maps, casting a long shadow over the region. The area around Preavihir, with its rugged, rocky mountains, became an enduring flashpoint.
A smoldering ember for over a century, defying resolution and brewing resentment on both sides.
A sudden clash. A single shot rings out. A Cambodian soldier falls, the first casualty. A sudden clash. A single shot rings out. A Cambodian soldier falls, the first casualty.
Both sides immediately blamed the other, fueling the flames of an already volatile situation.
Tension didn't just escalate, it exploded. The border became a powder keg.
Late July. A patrol deep in contested territory. The ground itself, a hidden threat.
A landmine detonates, injuring several Thai soldiers. The fragile peace shatters.
Within hours, the border transformed into a full-scale battlefield. Artillery barrages began.
Rocket joined the cacophony.
And from above, airstrikes descended, targeting strategic high points with devastating precision.
The human cost was immediate. Over 300,000 civilians were forced to flee their homes.
Their lives uprooted, their futures uncertain, they joined the swelling ranks of the displaced. Amidst the chaos, a global call for de-escalation resonated. The region cried out for peace.
July 28, 2025. Under the careful mediation of ASEAN, a glimmer of hope emerged.
Both parties signed a ceasefire agreement, pausing the bloody conflict.
3 months later, the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accord was signed, opening a new chapter.
The agreement promised a new era of stability, a chance for healing and reconstruction. But hope, it seemed, was a fragile thing. Its promise, short-lived.
Amidst the chaos, a global call for de-escalation resonated. The region cried out for peace.
Fighting erupted with renewed fury. Artillery shells once again tore through the skies.
And rocket barrages rained down, turning quiet villages into infernos.
Airstrikes intensified, becoming a relentless, grinding assault from above.
The human toll skyrocketed. Over 500,000 people were forced to flee, again.
Their second displacement, a longer road into an even more uncertain exile.
The crisis wasn't confined to the borders. It rippled outwards into the heart of politics. In Thailand, the Prime Minister dissolved parliament, a direct consequence of the escalating conflict.
The nation plunged into a period of governmental instability, its leadership tested.
Cambodia, fearing for national security, made a difficult decision.
Withdrawing from the Sea Games, a stark symbol of the conflict's far-reaching impact.
The Thai-Cambodian conflict of 2025 was not a full-scale war. But it was the biggest test for regional peace in decades, pushing stability to its very limits.
The border remains taut as a string, stretched to breaking point. A quiet, yet palpable, unease persists.
And the story of this volatile border, it is far from over. its next chapter yet to be written. As the year 2025 dawned, the region held its breath, unaware of the impending storm. The roots of conflict run deep, entwined with ancient histories and colonial legacies. Fault lines drawn on paper during an era of imperial dominance laid the foundation for future strife. The rugged, mountainous terrain itself became a silent participant in the territorial dispute.
Early 2025, patrols intensified, a cautious dance along the contested boundary.
Small encounters, brief glances, each one a spark, adding to the smoldering tension. The stage was set, a flashpoint, waiting for the trigger.
May 28th, a fateful encounter, deeper in the disputed territory than usual. Eyes met across the dense undergrowth, surprise quickly turning to alarm. A moment of frozen tension. Rifles raised, fingers on triggers. Then, the sound that shattered the fragile peace. A life extinguished.
One casualty. But its ripple effect would be felt across two nations.
In the halls of power, accusations flew. Fingers pointed, blame assigned.
Rhetoric on both sides hardened, poisoning any chance of de-escalation.
Weeks later, the border remained volatile. The threat, unseen, lay buried.
July, another patrol. But this time, a cruel trap awaited them. The blast ripped through the air, sending shockwaves through the region. Injuries were severe. The message, unmistakable. The conflict had taken a deadly turn. This was no longer a skirmish. Within hours, a full-scale assault was unleashed. Artillery batteries on both sides engaged in deadly duels, raining destruction. Rockets, a weapon of terror, struck civilian areas, sowing widespread panic. The skies above became a theater of war as fighter jets engaged.
Shelter became a luxury. Food and water, scarce resources for the displaced. The world watched in alarm as the conflict threatened regional stability. International bodies issued urgent calls for a ceasefire, demanding an end to the violence.
Diplomacy, the last bastion of hope, took center stage.
ASEAN, the regional bloc, stepped forward, determined to broker peace.
Negotiations were arduous, fraught with mistrust and historical grievances.
Then, a breakthrough. A moment of shared understanding. A path towards de-escalation. On July 28th, a ceasefire was announced. The guns fell silent.
The formal signing, a symbolic gesture of commitment to peace.
For the first time in months, hope dawned, promising a return to normalcy.
3 months later, the Kuala Lumpur Peace Accord solidified the ceasefire into a treaty.
A fragile calm settled over the border as communities began the slow process of recovery. But beneath the surface, old resentments festered. The peace, a thin veneer.
Minor provocations resumed. Small incidents, large implications.
Then, in December, the ceasefire collapsed. All trust broken.
The quiet was shattered by the thunder of renewed artillery fire.
Rockets streaked across the night sky, their payloads delivering fresh devastation. The air offensive returned, more aggressive, more pervasive than before.
Ground forces engaged, fighting for every inch of contested territory.
The new wave of fighting triggered a mass exodus, unprecedented in scale. Refugee camps swelled, unable to cope with the influx of humanity.
The renewed conflict cast a long shadow over both nations' internal politics.
In Bangkok, political tensions mounted, leading to cabinet resignations. Across the border, Cambodia faced its own set of critical decisions.
The painful decision to withdraw from the SEE Games for national security reasons.
The conflict's tremors were felt far beyond its immediate borders, challenging regional cohesion.
The physical and emotional scars of 2025 would linger for years.
While devastating, it was not deemed a full-scale, total war by international definitions.
Yet, it was undeniably the biggest test for regional peace in a generation.
The border, a line of demarcation, remains as taut as a violin string.
Hands remain close to weapons, a silent, constant vigil.
An uneasy peace, punctuated by the echoes of past violence. The future of this volatile region remains a pressing question.
And the story of the Thai-Cambodian border, it is not yet complete.
Despite the setbacks, life persists. Communities begin to rebuild, piece by painful piece. The children of the border, inheriting a legacy of unresolved conflict, yet finding moments of joy.
The economic toll was immense, impacting livelihoods and national development.
Regional diplomacy never truly ceases, seeking sustainable solutions amidst the complexities. Humanitarian efforts provided crucial relief, a lifeline for those most affected.
Yet, the heavy military presence on both sides remains a stark reminder of the fragile situation.
International pressure continues to be exerted, pushing for lasting peace, not just a pause. For the residents living along the border, life is a perpetual state of uncertainty.
But humanity's resilience endures. A flicker of hope for a future free from conflict. The lessons of 2025, though painful, offer crucial insights for regional stability.
Yet, the core issues remain unresolved. The historical wounds still open.
The border is a waiting game, a standoff of indefinite duration. A fragile balance holds, perpetually threatening to tip into chaos once more. The future of this complex relationship remains unwritten, its direction undetermined.
The echoes of 2025 will resonate, a constant reminder of what can be lost.
Only through sustained dialogue and genuine commitment can true resolution be found. Preah Vihear stands, a silent testament to a history still unfolding.
The Thai-Cambodian border.
its next chapter waiting to be written by its people and their leaders.
The story